At the end of every year, when it seemed like another disappointment came our way, yes, a lot of success, but another strong disappointment, another way in which a block, a barrier was put in our way to implementing what we saw as our vision, we had to say to ourselves, not, okay, we're going to blast them and make this work. No, it's like, okay, what is it that we are doing wrong that is causing these barriers to be effective? How can we change what we are doing, change the way we're communicating, change our message, work harder with somebody to bring these changes about? And I think that is part of the secret of the success of the Davis model. Just part of it, because the real secret was the professional quality that R.C. Kerba brought to her strategic plan to make the changes, and people like Rita Harvey, and you've already been introduced to others, who are on the front lines every day. So the question here is Davis replicable? And I would say yes and no. The parcel tax passed by the citizens of the city introduces another $70,000 a year into the budget. That can be done, certainly any city in California, because it's state law that you can pass a parcel tax. And most districts across the country have some taxing mechanism. There's a lot of citizen organizing that it takes to get there, to help people understand how important that is, but you can do it. Professional development. My colleague Georgianne Brennan and I wrote a book actually based on our experience doing professional development in Davis. They taught us everything we know. It's called Cooking with California Food in K-12 schools. It's free and downloadable on the Center for Eco-Literacy website in Spanish and English. And it basically introduces the concept of California fresh foods throughout the school year, liberating the fresh fruits and vegetables from the salad bar, which is a great place to have them, but into the sides and the entrees. We don't all just eat fresh fruits and vegetables in a salad. So those are things that I think are replicable. A school lunch booster club, like a football booster club, very important, very essential, can happen in any school district. And community building blocks. I mentioned the farmers market. They have been with this program, used to be called the Farmers Market School Lunch, from the very beginning, but also Sutter Health, the local hospital. Why? Because they know that this is a critical program for health. Also the university, through Gail Feenstra's work on research. Every year we showed the numbers of what was going on. And then finally some of the local food stores have been, the Davis Food Cooperative and others. So I say no, it's not replicable in the sense that in some ways you have to have people willing to self-certify that they can make change. And not everybody, you know, I've worked in enough communities around the state now to know that not everybody does that. But it's very important. They just have to wake up, look in the mirror and say, hi, you're certified to make change. So in terms of the challenges that we face, I would say that one of the major ones is our national attitude toward school lunch and toward food. It's really half of a Poor People's program and half of an agricultural subsidy program. Both of those halves are very, very important. But what it really needs to be, in addition to the agricultural subsidy programs, it needs to be a program that shows and demonstrates the feeling of love and gratitude we have toward the next generation who will be supporting us someday, so that we want to give them, as our future, our very best in terms of a school lunch, a school breakfast, and in many cases, in urban areas in particular, a school dinner. So I think that funding for food is key to this, but it's not everything that we need. Because I always believe that funding follows a plan, it follows a dream, it follows the will. Funding is just a means to an end. So I think that we need to begin to, though, put in our administrators' minds the notion that we don't have food and then the education day, school lunch, and then math. Important, not important, no. So we need to really begin to make mainstream the notion that food is a very important part, a core part of educational curriculum. They are learning during school lunch. What are they learning? Are we going to be intentional about it, as we are with math and reading? Are we going to let everybody have a math book? Or are we going to charge rich people more for their math book and poor people less for their math book? Are we going to teach 2 + 3 is 4? All of these are equivalent to what is going on in a very unconscious way in the school lunch program. And I believe in 10 years it will totally be changed. I believe that because I have seen mass movements change the face of this country. So I think there's been a dumbing down of food. I think that the farm to school program changes that. How does it change that? It provides many different kinds of foods in front of people, whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables. It integrates professional development. One of the fundamental building blocks of a very important school lunch program in your school district is professional development. You have to invest in the people who are doing this work, not just time and money, but benefits. In France, everybody who cooks school lunch is a full-time employee with benefits. This should be no different here. I mean, it just really is not good enough for them to be on the lowest part of the pay scale. So what I would like to close here with is two things. One, there's very few recognizable crops on the California school lunch plate that are grown in California, and yet we're like the 9th most powerful agricultural powerhouse in the world. We need to be educating our kids about the future of the importance of land and water and other kinds of preservation. How do they get that? They get it by eating it and appreciating it and understanding what it is. And finally, as you leave here, I hope that you go forward into your own work saying first to yourself, what am I really called to do? What do I feel I'm on the planet to do? What's my message? What's my role? And I believe if you follow that, you won't have any problem self-certifying. Because if you are in that vision and in that energy, every doorway will be open to you. Once you figure out how to open it. No, but every doorway, every doorway will, because the universe wants to bring this magnificently beautiful, flavorful, healthy food, including olive oil, grains, nuts. And California is poised to be the #1 olive oil producer, not only in the country, but go toe-to-toe with Spain. There's almost not a single drop of California extra virgin olive oil outside of Davis being served to a school child. This is, what are we thinking here? So we need to reconnect the dots on California agricultural products, U.S. agricultural products across the country, put them on our school lunch, teach these flavors, teach these kids that we invest in them, we love them, they are worthwhile. And I hope you will go out on whatever level that you want to work with the critical thought that you will not take no to your reason for being here for an answer.